Tay.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Mitch and Nem podcast. I am Mama Mitch,
And I am your host, Master Mitch.
and we are here. We have our guest. We're going to call this part two of recovering after infidelity.
Correct.
So, our guest is,
Back.
yeah, our guest is back. And you want to introduce yourself? You want us to do
I'm the same person from last time, Maurice.
Yes, you guys. Make sure and if you're following us on YouTube, the link for the last video to part 1 will be in the description below. But yes, this is Mr. Maurice again, back with another one with a part 2. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So we left off on the informant.
Yeah.
I don't want to know names, okay? But what I do want to know, was this person close to her?
Yes.
Okay.
which her?
The wife.
Okay.
Was this person close to, okay, and you said, but there was someone that was right up under your nose as well,
Yes.
and they were close to you?
Yes.
So y'all had, is it the same person or y'all had two different people?
Same person.
That was feeding both of you
Yes.
information. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. And so, I mean, you didn't think that y'all still cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel like that was weird at all? That it was,
Low. Yeah.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, what you just forgave the person or?
Yeah. I felt like at that time, yeah, I felt away, but I didn't feel as if what they did was worth just not ever talking to them ever again.
Okay. You don't feel like they was being malicious at all during the time?
I was smart enough to understand what was going on. And what was going on is the person trying to, at all times, put themselves in the best position.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Trying
I
to make
understood
themselves.
that. I understood that.
So they were trying to make themselves relevant, or
No, not relevant, because it wasn't like I wasn't coming to the person telling them stuff,
okay.
you know. So it wasn't, they were inviting themselves in, you know, they were invited. And between the two parties, me and my wife, they were just trying to keep themselves in the best position possible. You know,
What they just, when you say in the best position possible, what, just to still be
They didn't
involved
want-
in your life?
they didn't want me to look at them a certain type of way, and they didn't want her
To
to look at them a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But in a way, it's like, then why are you even open your mouth in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, that's all I want to know.
That was a let me get ahead of this before I get asked something or before I get accused of something.
Oh.
Because one of the main reasons why I was okay with, hey, whatever you did, because the way I looked at it was, I put myself in this position. Nobody else went out there and made me do anything. I did this. So I can't, I'm finna Steve Harvey this. I'm not so far into or above real life and how it's supposed to go to where I feel like, oh, man code should trump anything. Even though y'all women feel like that. Women code gonna trump everything. I don't feel like that because it was my fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't feel it as though it's okay for everybody around me to fall on the dagger because of something I did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not fair for me to put the closest people around me in a position to where they looking at her a certain type of way because of something I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want to take your exit plan out, you can go on and do that. I'm man enough to accept that.
I can
I'm man
appreciate
enough
that.
to accept that.
Yeah, I can appreciate that because I know a lot of people that cheat. They get mad for it getting spread, but it's like you put yourself out there. Like,
Yeah.
who said it was a secret? I mean, it's your fault. While you know what I'm saying. So I can respect that.
What
for
I
real.
don't agree with is don't hang with me then go tell on me, and then want to hang with me again.
Yeah, because you
Don't be, oh, hey, let's go do this over here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm down with it because I'm down with you. Then you go tell on me, but then want, hey, come over here and do something. No, nah. I don't hate you, but I done seen your kind before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Now
saying?
I know how to move with you.
But if I'm, hey, this is what's up, you cool with it? Okay. The spotlight gets shown on me. Hey, move out the way. Move out the way. I'm going to take this.
Okay.
So if you got to tell the truth, go on, tell the truth. I ain't mad at you. If you got to find your way out, if you got to find your exit plan, go on and find your way, because the goal was to not get caught. That was the goal. So the minute I get caught, hey, I'm going to do my time.
Right.
I ain't finna force nobody else to do my time with me. If I get exposed, let me get exposed by myself. Even if you out there doing the same thing I'm doing, that wasn't you. Hey, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Hey, go and protect yours. Boom. Let me fall on my dagger. Let me take my hit. I'm gonna accept my lick.
Okay. Did she ever? I said she. I don't know. It was he, she, whatever. Did they come back and like apologize?
They don't even know I know.
Oh.
To this day, they don't know I know.
Dang.
They don't know I know.
Well, I mean, like after this.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, so then from the last episode, from part 1, you said that we haven't even gotten into the thick of it. So what's the thick of it?
Well, it was, again, what are we here for? What are we here for?
He's asking you a question.
Oh, you're asking me. I thought that was rhetorical. So the purpose of you being here was to discuss how to recover, how to salvage, how to save your marriage after infidelity. And since you were the perpetrator,
Perpetrator.
I mean, for, I don't know, lack of a better word, but I would hope you could give some insight to others who's going through, not just to the men who's cheated, but also to women. I mean, because women don't understand what is going on in their relationship. A lot of times they're blindsided. Fortunately, your wife kind of suspected something, but then there are some women that have no clue, and then a bomb is dropped on them, and they think my life is over, or this marriage is over, or what have you. But the purpose of us being here, so we can teach someone, we can show someone that it can be saved. It can be saved, but the work has to be put in it. And you were gonna share with us the type of work that was done to get back to that place of loving and trust.
Yes. The reason why I asked that is because that was the initial reason to come on. And for me to get to a place, or to even answer that, you have to get to the thick of it.
We have to understand
what
everything
transpired for me to even have to be in this position. So that was the first episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by saying, for anybody watching this, the first part was me explaining what I was doing. And I was explaining that with passion and animation. But it's understanding those are real emotions. Okay. And that was my real emotion in real time. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was thinking at that time. You know, that's what it was at that time. So if it's anybody watching this that feel a way, good. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's what it's supposed to do. You know, just don't feel so much of a way that you want to stop listening. You know,
and miss the whole message.
Yeah. Don't allow this, me being me. Don't allow me being me to make you feel so upset, you know, or so discouraged that you stop listening. You know, because just like you said, everything is salvageable. It is. You do have to put in the work, you know, everything. So with me and you saying you can salvage or save anything. The question is, it can't be well, no, it ain't. No, it's do you want to? Mm-hmm. Do you really want to? So the things I went through in the beginning, okay, well, it started with that first tip, that first initial tip.
Can I ask?
Uh-huh.
When you say tip, what are you saying? Because I meant to ask, but it was just so much, so much going on. When you say tip, what is tip short for? Listen, y'all ain't about to get on me because I'm be understanding stuff off the ripple.
Yeah,
it's an old term, and I get it because she wouldn't. It's an older term.
Y'all more seasoned.
Do you know how? And yeah, do you know how long somebody been saying, "Oh, they got tipping"? They been so long.
Is tiptoeing?
Tiptoeing outside.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Tiptoeing outside of the relationship.
That's all y'all had to say.
Yeah, that's tipping. That's tipping.
What would the term be today?
Creeping.
Creeping so old.
Creeping old. Yeah. It's older than tipping.
So
creeping.
Sliding.
Yeah. Sliding.
Okay.
Out sliding.
Nah, sliding is not. That's a more
or of a person, because if I got like a little slider or whatever, somebody I'm sliding with.
I ain't heard that.
You ain't. Well, that might be out of your era. You might have. You might ain't.
You know why that's okay with me?
Why?
Because I ain't been somebody's slider.
You what?
Yeah.
I'm with you when you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little slider.
Yeah. I refuse to be somebody's slider.
You stupid.
Shout out the drip. Shout out the drip.
Country way. Shout out. She fell in love with the drip. Okay.
Oh, okay. So that's our goal for being here. And you're right. We do need to understand it all, because when somebody say that they've been cheated on, it may not be, because a lot of people think of levels of cheating or levels of the severity of it. Like, well, did you kiss? Did you, what did y'all do? Y'all went out a couple of times. So I guess it is important that we know how severe it was, everything that you shared with us. So it wasn't like, okay, well, we just, one time and then that's it.
Right.
So that being said, knowing that and how the impact it had on your marriage and how you can recover from that is important for everyone to know.
Right. So he was, before I asked him about tipping, he was about to continue.
Okay.
Thick of it.
Yeah, I had to circle back and get it.
Yeah, because there was a lot of left turns in the conversation. So what I would say is, leaving off, okay, well, I ain't with the baby mama no more, and me and her is talking. Now, in the midst of a question you asked, in the midst of me being with the baby mama, you know what I'm saying? You asked, were me and my wife, did we stop talking? Did we lose contact? No, we never lost contact. Never lost contact. And we remained good friends. We remained good friends. It was on and off because I wanted to keep her in a certain place where we can talk, and enjoy each other's company. So whenever I was in town, we can link up. You know what I'm saying? And when I leave, we can get back to doing what we were doing before. The issue with that was she brought her emotions and her feelings and her expectations along with it. And for me at that time, it was like, no, what are you doing? Because after we have a really good time, really good conversations, the follow-up was, okay, so when am I going to be able to come up there to see you? You know what I'm saying? And spend some time with you up there, or when are you going to come back? And it was like, no, that wasn't the deal. You know what I'm saying? And even though I wasn't with that, what you can't do is you can't try to make someone separate their feelings and emotions from what you planned on doing.
Did you, I'm sorry. Did you explain to like were there rules to it? Was there an understanding?
It was never understanding, because if it was, it wouldn't have happened. But there were talks of, nah, this ain't what it is, after she showed me what she wanted it to be. So the first time hey, I want to come up there. I'm finna plan a trip up there. Like, no. She stayed with me. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't do that. So now she let me know her feelings were hurt. And it was like, well, darn, you shouldn't even did that. But that was unfair to me. That was unfair on my end. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. That was unfair on my end. You know?
Yeah,
and I was blaming her. So what I did was I stopped talking to her for a few months. Then I would well, I wonder what she's doing, and I would do that by sending her a song or something like that. 2 songs I used to always send her.
What songs?
Sade. I said, "This is you," and I would send her Sade's "Stronger Than Pride." Love is stronger than pride.
How it go?
First couple of bars. I won't pretend that I intend to stop living. Okay? I won't pretend that I'm not forgiving. But I can't hate you, although I have tried. Okay?
Okay.
I still really love you. Love is stronger than pride. So I would send that to her because, when I say Sade,
Yeah.
okay. And that was always,
When I say Sade,
that was always my favorite Sade song. So I would send that to her and say, this is you.
okay.
And then
What was the other one?
I would send her a song and say, this is me.
I hope it went from. It's not confessions, right?
Please.
No, I lived that. I didn't have to send her that. Okay, we lived that.
That was you.
Yeah. And it's part 2. Watch this. See that? You see that? See? Okay. I ain't messing with y'all today, man. But remember that he had 2. This was the deluxe.
Okay.
At first,
Watch this.
and when you said part 2, I wanted to beat on the table and bum 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 bum. Okay, it's part 2. This is part 2. Come on.
Okay.
All right. The song I would send her was Frankie Beverly featuring Maze.
Can't get over you.
Can't get over you.
Ooh, I can. What part in that? Just that chorus.
The whole song.
Yeah.
Even the baby.
Dun, that part. I was doing good, right?
Huh?
We say baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
I would send that, and again, at first I would send Joe's remix. Or Joe's cover.
I know
Joe's
cover.
cover.
That's on my iPod. That's on my
And then I sent her Frankie Beverly, the original.
Oh, you setting it up.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, and cause you know what I'm saying. Hey, that was you, and this is me. You know what I'm saying.
So 2 months gone by, you sending songs.
But this is when I'm setting her up to feel, he do want to get back with me. Even though I don't want to lose her, I'm not trying to get back there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was unfair of me to do that.
Yeah.
Because you was basically trying to keep her
cake and eat it too.
That and then just to have her right there, so when he was ready, if he was ever going to be ready, right?
I'm looking at it like I'm never ever going back here, but
you don't want nobody else to have you.
I want to be able to tell the story. We used to be together, but we so cool now. Like we still see. This was always a friendship.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we cool. Like we super cool.
A friendship though.
Yeah.
You're trying to basically have it to how it had started out between y'all, even before y'all got married. Y'all was friends. Y'all was.
Well, again, she picked me up out of a lineup of kids on a playground.
You did say that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead. Sorry, just cut you off. The 2 songs that's what you sent.
Yeah, those are what I was sending her.
Okay.
Now, I'm like that because again, I'm so out of it. And the reason why I'm out of it is because 1, I'm dumb. 2, I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying? 3, I'm an idiot. 4, I'm wrapped up in lust. And I'm at a point where I don't feel like dealing with the backlash of the mother of my children. When she find out something, I don't feel like having to deal with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'll be quick to cut stuff off. You know,
before it got too carried away, and it's like, to get a reaction. Got you.
Yeah. And the too carried away was her feeling like, all right, it's time for you to come back. Oh, I'm finna come up there. Like, no.
Yeah.
So
that ain't gonna be done but a mess.
Did she suspect anything? The mother. The reason whenever you would go back and.
Between me and her, we never got into those type of arguments. I think the one time we did was December of 2009. We came down to Jacksonville to have the party for our baby. She was turning 1.
Okay.
So we decided to go to Chuck E. Cheese. Well, she did. I just went along with it. And that was a bus, you know, because I was supposed to go pick up some people, and she felt like I was gone too long. The place was terrible. Other people were having a party there. I knew those people, so she had an issue with that. So we get back to my sister's house, and it was an issue. We had a fight.
Okay.
So we having a fight with her in front of her people from South Carolina. We having a fight with my people from here and people from Georgia. So it was like, man, I'm done. Bye, I'm finna go. So what happened was she went back to her sister's apartment in Jacksonville. And like 2 days later, because we ain't been talking, I'm still over my sister's house. So people come see me, see what's going on, check in. And my ex-wife at that time, what I'm thinking, alleged ex-wife, because we thought we was divorced, she come over to see what was going on. So she over there. So guess who pops up around that time? And I knew it was going to happen.
Baby mama.
Yeah. So now she looking like, what's she doing over here? So Lav, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with this. She peel out. So now me and baby mama get in a knockout, drag out fight.
Like physically?
It started getting physical.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So pulling us apart, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep me off of her. And again, let me put this out there.
Please.
I'm not abusive.
I was just about to say, let's clear it up.
The issue was she was very, very aggressive. And it was a lot of things that I let slide. You know, a lot of slaps, a lot of punches and all that kind of stuff like that. So then it got to a point to where, okay, now everybody calling me stupid. My bishop called me stupid.
The bishop.
And now he didn't say you stupid. He was just like, man, I wouldn't let her do that to me. So that was like, okay, well now I'm like, Harpo, what am I gonna do? Like, I get that.
That ain't no fist print.
Yeah, no, that don't, yeah. That look like a fish print. Oh, no, sir. Ain't no fish touch my face, no, sir. But it got to a point, what am I gonna do? So it's like, okay, now I can't let her do this anymore. So I never hit her. But what I had to do was show her, look, if we were to fight, you would have no chance.
Right.
So it's never a swing or a slap or anything with me.
Just restrain her.
Up against that wall, putting you on this floor. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they had to come do. You know what I'm saying? Because it got to a point where, hey, I ain't picking you up from your shoulders. I'm picking you up from your neck. And you off the floor. You know? So it was like, nah, this is bad. But guess what? That was in December now. We ain't separate till the following year. You know what I'm saying?
You were sticking to it.
Yes, and again, it was because I was so engulfed in lust. I was like, look, man, I don't want nobody else to have this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So push on through, even through time. Okay, well, we still talking. I'm still trying to stay to myself and not have to go through things with the baby mama. But we planning on getting our own place. I got everything set up to move in College Park, but they didn't have the apartment ready. And we have another child. And I get told to leave where I'm from where I'm staying. So now, okay, the apartment, it wasn't supposed to be ready for a whole nother month, you know. And I was like, well, in between time, I don't have nowhere to go. So now I got to come back to Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? And in that, I lose everything. I'm lose my job. My car was down, went down, and before I can get it fixed, it had to stay there. You know what I'm saying? So we had to uproot back to Jacksonville, and she went back to South Carolina. Because they told her, hey, you can stay.
He gotta
You
go.
and the kids can stay. He got to go.
He got to go.
And that's what it was. That's what it was. They told me I had to leave, and they told her she could stay. She was like, man, look, man, these your people. I ain't finna stay up here. So she left too.
So you ended up back in Jacksonville. She was in North Carolina?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. So you moved back here with family?
Yeah, I moved back here with my sister.
Okay. And then you and your wife, y'all started communicating again.
Uh-huh.
And from that, tell us how. So, what would you say the time frame was from the complete separation from her?
The complete separation was we left in July.
Okay.
And the complete separation was the time period in between July and December.
Okay.
Because me and my wife decided to get back together at the end. Like, well, no, really, it was like November.
Okay.
Because she was like, hey, we can do it. She said it in October. I think it was after Halloween. But like, I remember her giving me an ultimatum on Thanksgiving. Like, hey, you're going to have to choose. It ain't finna be like before. You can't have her and me too. So you finna have to choose. And the thing about it, the baby mama came down to Jacksonville for Thanksgiving. So she was staying at my sister's house. So she made me leave her. She made me leave the baby mama right there and come with her to her house on Thanksgiving. Like, you got to make a choice right now.
But it wasn't more so made because you could have made a decision to stay.
It was a choice.
You choose. She didn't make you.
She made me choose now. The fact that I chose was me, but she put me to hey, you finna choose right now.
Cause right. So that was still you made the choice that you was gonna go.
I'm the one that made the choice, but she made sure I made the choice.
Would you have made the choice had she not?
I probably wouldn't have. I probably still would have been bouncing. So all she did was she held me accountable for making the right decision. She held me accountable for making the right decision. Cause it ain't finna be no bouncing between us no more. Like, hey, I got upper hand now.
Basically,
Yeah. But you chose right.
Yeah.
You chose right.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say this with some animation. Okay. Absolutely. Okay.
I have no part.
Yeah. I made a bad choice. Yeah.
So
I made a bad choice. Yeah.
So you did.
I don't have
So your plan was to set it up so you can always have that relationship of friendship, or a door, I guess, will always be open for you. But it turned out that it was actually an opportunity that actually created an environment where you and her could come back together, because if you just out of the blue just popped up one day, it probably wouldn't have been received as well.
Yeah, because like I said, she was talking to 4 other dudes. And remember I told you I felt some type of way about that. And again, my imagination allowed me to say, you know what? She messing with all them. She's saying she ain't, but she messing with all them.
She can't have a conversation.
See, I didn't have enough time to look through the phone thoroughly
for the messages.
Yeah.
You just,
So
as
how
soon
did
as
you know
I
they
say
wasn't-
anything?
they could have been her cousins.
Yeah, so
No, they wasn't a cousin.
I'm done. So, but I'm asking, how did you know? Like, what word stuck out? Like, what did you see that you assumed that was?
A nigga name.
You knew who the nigga
I
was.
didn't. That's the problem.
But
know
y'all,
that.
they ain't your business though.
Right? Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't
but
your business.
I made it my business to say, okay, go mess with them niggas then.
So, and because you saw 4 names you did not recognize, you were like, I'm out.
Like he knows everybody that's in her phone.
Yeah.
But he was in his fields,
Yeah.
clearly.
I was all the way in my fields. Okay.
He had just sent that Sade song.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to mean something. I wanted it to mean something.
I want the stick head.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had just sent that song. He just knew he was in there.
Yep. And then here come 4 dudes
4
right behind
dudes.
it. And so now
Yeah.
the message at the bottom
Hey,
of the 4
and
dudes.
she had been going out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she wasn't
On
supposed to go
dates. On dates.
She wasn't supposed to go out on a date either.
She could do whatever she wanted to do, but it wasn't going to stop me from feeling away.
Man.
I felt away.
Well, you should have been feeling away. You should have been.
You were supposed to.
Yeah, that was all on me.
Yeah.
You know, that was all on me.
So
Maybe I deserve for you to go out and find some other guy.
For you guys.
Maybe I deserve
That's right.
for you to stay out with him all night.
Sweet that.
That's it.
Okay.
Anything else, I ain't deserve that. I ain't deserve that.
Oh, okay.
okay, so with
Wait, press pause.
okay.
Are we still getting to the thick of it?
He's getting it now. This is how he recovered from it. This is
Yeah,
what
we
they're
done
doing.
moved past the thick of it. Yeah.
So the thick of it was which part? So I can know by myself?
All the things I did that I wasn't supposed to do.
Okay. So that's it. Okay. Continue.
All the things I did that I wasn't supposed to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Because I'm just saying, because I thought that was it. And he was like, we didn't even get to this part yet. So I just want to make sure.
Well, that was me basically just breathe, telling a brief story and really going over a time, because it was like, it wasn't like that was like, it was a lot of stuff, like day in, day out, it was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and of
You know
course
what
you
I'm
can't
saying?
cover it all.
Yeah, and it's like really to cover everything would be useless. You know what I'm saying? That's
It
just
would
me
be.
telling.
Yeah.
If it ain't me coming up here to tell you about my book, then just going over would be
You got a
know what I'm saying,
book?
useless. No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you should write one.
It'll be a bestseller.
It would be a bestseller. I'll
It
give
will
you
be
that.
a New York Times
You should write a book.
bestseller.
I think you should. And let's be clear, this happened how long ago? 12 years ago?
Yeah.
12?
The end of it.
The end of all this happened 12 years ago. So y'all, this ain't recent.
Not recent
No.
at all.
This is over,
Yeah.
10 years.
So, with you going back home that night, or going there that night,
you made your
because you were staying with your sister at that time, and then she came to where you were,
She came to my sister's house.
and then she was like, "Oh no, you won't be staying here." Your wife was like, "You won't be staying here.
Nah.
You guys make a choice."
Yeah, you gonna make a choice. If
Okay.
you stay here, that's it. But if you gonna be with me, you leaving right now.
Okay, and
You ain't even got to bring all your stuff. Just leave right now. Come on.
Come on. Okay.
and you did that. So was it once you got back there, How long? Once you returned home with her, was there a period where you left again?
I didn't leave again, but if we telling the truth, I messed with the baby mama one more time.
Okay.
And that was in December. And in December, that was it.
Okay.
After that time, it was like, okay, well, nah, this ain't it.
Okay. Okay. So you were, you moved, you got back, but then you still, and you know what? Honestly, I can see how that could happen, because with a break like that, with no type of, there was no closure, no nothing. You made a decision. That was a choice. And a lot of people will probably say, well, he shouldn't have gone back and did nothing. And you shouldn't have. However, I can see how, like, you leave things unresolved.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like that gave you the time that you needed to actually get it all out your system, clear your head, make sure all the wrongs was righted and right and wrong?
You talking about in between the time that I chose live and messed with her again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was like a I'm going up there to see the kids, and it was, nah, come on, let's mess around. It was like, nah, this ain't it. Let me see. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that I did it, but I ended up doing it because I allowed her to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And once everything showed, she was like, yeah, this ain't it. Like, no, it ain't it. So
you both were in agreement.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she saw my attitude towards doing that. And she was like, man, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. And it was like, it's not like she really needed me or anything like that, because she was messing with other dudes. And that was the killer. She was messing with other dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
The baby mama.
Oh, okay.
She was messing with other dudes.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
So what would you say the biggest obstacle or the biggest challenge was for you to go back home?
Was there?
Yeah, was there any challenges? I mean, a lot of people would think
The biggest challenge was to make sure I didn't do it anymore, because as much as at that time, again, I was at my lowest. At that time, I was at my lowest. You know what I'm saying? I was crying out to God, what's going on? Just whatever, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Just take me from this place. So it was easy for me to say and mean in that saying that I ain't gonna never do that again, you know. So if we us again, I'm not gonna never do this, because I don't ever want to go through this again. Because I knew for a fact I'm getting drugged because of my infidelity. The decisions I made, I'm getting drugged because of that. For me, it wasn't no question. I'm going through a bunch of stuff because of the decisions I made before that. So it's like, I never do that again if we decide to do this, you know. So it's easy for me to say it, but afterwards, now I got to live it. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to live it. I didn't stop being me. You know what I'm saying? Me didn't stop existing.
right.
What had to stop existing was the bad decision making. Okay, it's still easy for me to have a good conversation with another woman. It's still easy for her to have some type of interest in me, and it's easy for me to have an interest in her. Had come to work, making sure she know it ain't nothing, and sticking with that.
When was there a moment where there was an opportunity, and like, when was the moment? I know it was a lot of moments, but when did you know, like, okay, I'm really done with this? Did you have that moment? Like, okay, yeah, that's how I know, like, I've overcame
I
this.
still have that moment, because that's just like a addict. Okay, we know crack was a huge and very serious epidemic. You do have people who used to smoke crack and tell you stories about how addictive that drug was, and that they still struggle with temptation with that. Okay, so it's not like it's gone and it's gone forever. it gets to a point where you're mature enough to know the ins and outs, okay? Because it's never all that is for show. Man, I don't want. I say that to somebody I'm completely not attracted to. That's easy. No, I don't want to do nothing. I ain't attracted to her. I never do nothing with her. But what happens when you're attracted to somebody? Every single time you run into a person that you're attracted to, that is work. That's work.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's not just, a gloss over, God delivered me. How? He made sure he stayed in you to show you the ins and outs. It's always a exit. It's always an exit. Whether you put yourself in that position or you didn't, it's always an exit. Real work is recognizing the exit and taking that exit. Oh yeah, we're talking and she invite me to the house. First exit. You can say no now. Me taking that exit and saying, nah, that ain't cool, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of how it is, you know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna be cool with that. So I'm gonna respect how she feel at all times. You don't think it's like that. And you say, okay, well, yeah, I'll come over there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You get over there and you get that feeling. She show you it could be more. You can have this if you want it. Now you go to exit 2. You can't say no and just leave. You can't say no and just leave. So it's putting in that work to actually do that. Nah, you know what I'm saying? I can't do that. And it's the thing. I've done that before. I've done that in the midst of cheating. I've done that before. And guess what happened? And I'm just saying, the enemy knew who he was dealing with because he allowed her to say, that's what's up, man. See, I need somebody like that, and work harder at getting me to say okay. And fail suspect the second or the third time.
Dang. Fell for the okie doke.
Yep.
Well, now that because you brought up a good point on something. Your relationship with not just your wife, but your relationship with God. How big of a part would you say played in recovering from all of this?
It was everything. I was always from birth, I was always in a household that revered God, worshiped God, and I was raised differently. I was raised to study to be a Jehovah's Witness. My wife, church,
Pentecost,
deliverance,
yes,
ministry, her whole life.
Yes.
And I'm here to, that's the same God. The way of worship and the ideology is different. Same verses, ideology different. Because they're going to tell you they mean different things. Same verse, the same book.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
you used to knock on people's doors on
no,
weekends?
I never did that.
Oh, okay.
See, the thing about it, you have to get to a point to where you can do that.
Oh, okay.
They don't just ask you. You go to church. Hey, we having the outreach. Come on with us. See, when you witnessing, they'll come to you. Nah, you ain't there yet. You got to work up to that point.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You got to work up to that point. So there's a difference now.
Okay. All right.
And with that, you putting hours in. Hey, to get to that next point, how many hours you done put in going knocking on doors? Outreach. Same thing. Field service. That's what they call it. Field service.
How many hours you got to do?
I don't know.
You weren't trying to get that. You weren't trying to get that.
I don't nobody know.
All right, so I have a question. Since then, since everything has gotten better, we want to hear like the great part, like the good parts, like what's been going on, like how does it feel, and to not even be at that point no more in your life.
This is what I've come to realize. I can be boring because now it's a lot of situations I don't put myself in, period. You know what I'm saying? By not leaving the house, you know, and my want is different. I don't want to be on the scene as much. You know, my desire to hang out in clubs has, you know what I'm saying, been depleted. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel the need to be in somebody's face the same way I used to. So that was a change right there.
Oh, okay.
That helped. You know what I'm saying? That helped. That really do help. When you ain't in people's face for them to say, "Oh, come, let's do this." That cut everything down by at least 75 to 80%.
I agree with that.
So now I'm only in situations where, hey, you got to be around this person.
Yeah, I can agree with that one. Think you're putting yourself in that position.
Nah, we ain't finna do that.
Yeah.
I don't really be wanting to. I be chilling at the house, man.
Yeah.
When I want to hang out, I want to hang out with the fellas. You know what I'm saying? I be wanting to hang out with the fellas. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be. Of course, I would want to take trips, but I don't want the trips designed the same way they used to be. You know, I don't want to just go places where I have the intention to get loose and have stories I can't come back and tell her.
Okay.
Are your group now, your immediate circle of friends, are they married or are they single?
That core has really changed.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I am of the mindset it can't be the same. It can't be the same. Because I'm a person, I like to talk. You know what I'm saying? I love to talk. So if I have an issue, I want to talk. You know, when everything good, we cool, we could talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you have an issue, the absolute last person you need to be talking to is somebody who's not in a similar position. If you married and you having an issue in the household or in the marriage, the last person you need to be talking to is somebody who ain't married, because their view is different.
Yes, absolutely.
It's, for one, it's somebody who's not married, even if they want to get married. That's the last person you need to be talking to. A person you don't need to talk to at all is somebody who don't even want to get married.
Absolutely.
So, Mom, you've had your. I mean, we all have had our moments of being cheated on.
John, where is this going?
And
We have a guest.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, how do you think you would handle? Like, do you feel like how the route that was taken, you feel like you could like taken someone back, or I mean, you have in a way, right? You dealt with cheating,
Yes, I have.
and one of the people cheating, I know for sure was my daddy.
Shawty, what happened?
Was my daddy.
Yeah, that joker just couldn't. He couldn't get it right.
Go ahead, just say it. Just say it. He couldn't do
Get
what,
it
Mom?
right.
He couldn't do what?
He couldn't keep.
But what you really want to say?
He couldn't keep that thing where it was supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, he had a problem.
Uh-huh.
And I actually found out, you know, about multiple people. There were incidences, baby mamas popping up, and you have siblings close in age. Well, not immediately after you, but you do have siblings that's like around the same age, like born within a matter of months.
Couple months.
Yeah, of each other. And so it was just a pattern. It was a pattern, but I never initially, you know, I'm like, okay, so what you doing? What are we doing? You know, if this is what you want, then you need to go and be with those people.
And what did he say?
He wanted me.
Mm-hmm.
So, we, after I had my daughter, we still he would still go out and do his thing, and then there was a time when he actually proposed to me.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to get married, but I could not trust him enough. I did not feel safe enough for him to be with him as a wife. I didn't want to lose him, but at the same, and yeah, it was flattering that he asked me, and he had only asked me, but at the same time, that's not this real big, feat. I mean, you're still cheating. You're still doing all of these
He's
things.
still tipping.
So, and then I would find out about someone else. And I remember, we had talked about having a son, and we talked about having a son and naming, he was a junior. So
He wanted a third.
he wanted a third, and he wanted me to have that baby. And then it was like, I remember she came home after a visit, and I was doing her hair, getting her dressed. I can't remember. She used to just talk.
All right.
And so, I'm like, be still, stay still, and then I would just let her talk, just let her talk. And she just go on about anything. But then she said, and mama, Little Lee, she was like, Little Lee bit me on my back. And I said, who? And I think in that moment she was little. He was a baby. How old are you? How old are you? Like 4 years older?
Probably 5. I think I'm 5 years older than him.
But in that moment when I said who, it was almost like she knew she wasn't supposed to say anything. So I never questioned my children about, what's going on in the other household. I got enough information. I can ask him. So when we talked, I was like, please tell me you don't have another child. And he said, he never lied to me. He would not. Now that's one thing I will say. He never lied to me. And he was like, I said, okay. And please tell me you did not name, y'all did not name that child, the third. He was like, no, I would never do that. Would never do that. And then he said his name is, his first name, and then the middle name was somewhat different, and then the last. And I was like, Joker, that's the same name,
He ain't a third though.
That's not even. I was like, Joker, that's the same name.
And he'd have had one from you, and that would have been the real third.
So I look back and it's funny now, but when we would talk, it would be conversation like, Joker, that's the same name. I'm talking to him like that. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I told him, I said, I can't, you're going to have to decide. And he was like, he never said he wouldn't decide, but I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. And in that moment he said, you made the decision for me. Like, it was something that he couldn't do, but I finally made the decision for him.
Now, do you know why he did that?
Why?
The same reason why I was messing around and I knew I wanted to leave. He probably didn't, but I knew I wanted to leave the wife, but didn't until a point, because with men and women, nobody wants to be the villain. He still wanted to have his cake and eat it too. He did not want to tell you, nah, I'm choosing them. And he didn't want to tell them, I'm choosing her. He didn't want to cut off, and he didn't want to be the villain. He didn't want to cut them off, and he didn't want to be the villain to you to say, nah, I don't want you. If it's just you by yourself, I don't want it. I'm sorry. I'm going to choose all them. He did not want to do that. Nobody wants to be the villain. Because now, again, he said what somebody else would have been asked to say. Oh, you make the decision. So if somebody asked, well, Darren, why you ain't deal with? Man, she said, nah, that's it. I would, but she said, Don't nobody want to be the villain. Nobody except myself
I knew he
has
was.
the
I
testicular
knew he was going.
has the testicular fortitude
Oh,
to say no. I called it off because I want to keep tipping, or I called it off because I just don't want her no more. How many people you know willing to do that?
I don't know. You can't be
Don't
one.
ask
You
me.
can't be one on this planet. There has to be others.
It probably is. But
Right
he
now.
came from another planet. He just got here. He just got here.
This way.
And I've been here, cuz.
Well,
But and that's why when we talk, we spoke on another podcast about infidelity not being the ultimate reason. There's other things that's worse than being cheated on. And I really do believe that if both parties are willing to put in the work, it can be saved. I mean, there's no reason for you to just say, I'm done. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Okay. So as if you've never done any, these people have never, the people that wasn't cheated on, like they've never done anything wrong, or they didn't contribute, or there was a cause and effect, not that somebody's cheating because you did something. Sometimes it is, but everybody has a part to play. And, we always have to search ourselves. So when I decided that, we could work on it, we were working on it. I didn't bring up anything old, but how you going to keep bringing up new stuff? Where all these new kids coming from? That's what I'm like, you can't keep piling up stuff because I haven't really recovered. We're still working on this. So when I finally said, no more, and I had to stick with it because it would have been the same thing like you, like still trying to hold a conversation and still trying to
I'm gonna
get
pull
back.
you right back in.
Yes.
and he would try.
I'll pull you right back in.
I caught him trying when she used to take me to go visit and stuff, and he tried. They know one time I was pretending like I was taking a nap when I heard him.
What you heard?
I mean, I hear y'all.
Nah, it was my turn to say, you know what I'm finna ask you, right?
They weren't doing that way. He was trying to put his, I'm saying, slide in there. He was trying to slide in there. And I heard her trying to like, no.
Nah, we good.
Well, I
I'm
pretended
good.
I was like I was asleep. I just was happy to see my mom and
She was
dad.
bad. That joke right, it was bad.
So what made it official? Let me get out this car. Or
Oh, it went out the car.
Huh?
It went out this car. I told you I was pretending like I was asleep.
What, in the house?
He was in the house in the room.
They was in the room.
Yes, off of Adams Avenue.
Who room was it?
Hers.
Okay, so
And
he
I
was over
pretending-
there.
Yeah, he came to visit me.
Okay, so what-
And I was pretending like I was asleep.
That joke
What
had come
happened
to
to-
visit, and I don't know when. Like all of a sudden, he up there visiting.
He
Yeah,
wanted
he
some.
ain't been up there.
He wanted some. So what made him? All right, man, it ain't nothing. Let me go.
we talked about a lot of things, and I never brought up like old stuff, but I'm like, well, have you gotten past all of this other stuff? He would never, like I said, he would never lie.
But he wasn't finna tell the truth.
Yeah, if I asked him,
I ain't finna, but look, I still want you too, though.
but he was always adamant about wanting me. So I knew that, but wanting me, and actually being with just me, I don't think he was ever capable of being with just one person.
No monogamy. No monogamy.
He wanted to. I believe in his heart that he wanted to, but if he had an opportunity to be with more than one person, he would.
We finna play this out.
No.
What question did you? I'm finna play it out.
Okay.
What question you asked him? Cause I'm gonna be him. This is what was going on that night.
That night,
Yeah.
like what?
You knew. Hey, I'm trying to. What's up, man? So what you said to him?
Because I remember when I was asleep.
What was you doing? That's what you was doing. And
Trying
what
to
you-
see. But I didn't want y'all. But it was like I was in the middle, and y'all was on the side at the edge, and I think I heard something. Y'all kissed.
We probably did.
I think they was kissing.
Okay.
And
We
I
don't
was like,
keep it PG and say they was kissing.
Yeah, we was. Yeah.
No,
they
we were
was
kissing. It was kissing.
And I would have woke up then. 'Cause y'all didn't like
She's so bad.
So what you didn't hear is him go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Or
it was, you know how you were like, stop. That was it was.
you ain't hear that?
I ain't hear that.
You ain't
You
hear that?
heard stop.
Yeah, I heard like, stop, but keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. He wasn't aggressive enough.
So
He wasn't aggressive enough.
This was, she was in a predicament where she had to really make a choice herself.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
stop.
All it would have taken is for him to lie.
It's a
And that's probably why she was in the room with us, just to
You was a
I know,
safeguard.
yeah, because I knew that with him, I wasn't very strong.
Okay.
Well, I will say, when it comes to them two, listen, I was, like you said, I was bad.
She was real bad.
Like-
when we were together, let me tell you what she used to do. She wanted to be around us so much that I would like, okay, let me go out here and fix him something. I would open the door and she would fall into the room because she's like looking underneath the
Listening,
door.
yeah.
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 And I mean, a little bitty girl.
So you ain't cop blocking. You being nosy.
Yeah, I'm being nosy.
You being
Listen, one
nosy.
time, I'm gonna say this one story that we go.
Oh
go
Lord,
back to you.
oh Lord.
I was probably like 6 or 7, maybe. And what's that? Murder
Am
She
I gonna
Wrote.
be real embarrassed?
I told you about
my
this girl. Her
gosh,
name is
no.
Lexi. That's all that Jamaican reggae song. So of course I want to come in the room.
gosh.
It was late at night. I wanted to come in the room. So, but one thing about my dad, he was so open with
Yeah.
us. My dad didn't keep nothing shield when it came to sex, anything. When my sisters, man, they girls, they could turn to women. Like, he wasn't blinded to the fact he was protective, but it was like, okay, they gonna have to experience some things too. So like I came in the room or whatever. So my mama started like do a little strip dance. She had on this tan orange sundress, and it had polka dots on it, white polka dots. I remember like it was yesterday. So I was sitting there in the middle of the bed, my daddy does. So she kept doing a little strip, kept dancing, but she wasn't stripping, right? But she was like she was about to take the little thing off her shoulder. Yeah, they gonna do a little tease. And so I just felt like my daddy was just excited. Like, I'm looking like, I kept looking, and before you know it, I pulled that cover back, said, wow, and his meat was up, and I ran out the room. I said, girl, come here. I was gone. I got in the room, put the cover on my head, and come back.
She was bad. She was bad.
Did y'all finish?
Yeah, clearly.
Because they ain't come in the room to get me, so clearly.
Yeah. About time. That what it is. About time. That what she get. Come on.
I said, whoa.
Yeah.
Daddy standing straight up. I crawled and ran out of bed so fast, Mom. And Mama busted out. Mama wasn't even mad. She was laughing. She thought it was so funny.
She was okay with you leaving.
She was.
She was okay with you leaving.
She said,
Oh my gosh. How did this get turned on me?
Because I was asking about, I asked you about how you handle your being cheated on. And I know you and my dad was so in love, and that I do know. So, and I knew it was times where,
Yeah.
And that night, that was like the last official time he tried you.
No. He would
Okay.
always try me.
yeah, always.
Okay.
He was a little,
He would always try me.
Okay.
He'd be in front of all of us and try her.
Because I know that night, you were talking about you was in the room, she was using you as a cop block.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it got easier to say no to him as time went on.
Yeah.
But initially,
And a man don't want to see or feel that.
yeah. And like I said, he proposed, he asked me to marry him. He did all of that, but how do you say yes when that's going to be your life?
This is the whole thing. The whole marriage proposal and all that, that's not to say he didn't want to marry you, but it was more of a focus to make sure you're always there.
Yeah.
I'm going to commit
And I
to
believe
you
that too.
to let you know I do love you.
Yeah.
But the honesty in him let you know I don't want to lose what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose what I'm doing. I don't want to get that up. Not for one person.
Yeah. And I believe that. And I also believe that he probably felt like the others, he didn't have to do all of that for. That
You never know.
Yeah.
You never
and,
know.
Like, that would keep me there. Like, you know, oh, all I need to do is just propose or something.
Because
But
we say that, we say that like I honestly went through issues with the other girls I was in a relationship with inside the marriage. I went through like it was they start acting like the main. You know what I'm saying? The expectations grew. You know what I'm saying? They grew like, hey man, what we doing? What we doing? All right, I accepted it for a time. Nice. Hey, I need you to choose me. You need to fall back on her. Cause that whole accepting the whole thing, that only lasted so long. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't say, I don't know the situation, but I really can't say those women didn't apply pressure on him. You know, honestly, very few women would be cool with just being in that position. If we being honest now.
yeah, nah.
Women apply pressure.
Yeah.
Women apply, those side chicks, they apply pressure. Because the only people who want to be a side chick forever is the ones who get money from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not joking. Yeah.
And the majority of them,
You ain't getting no money.
the majority of them be like, okay, well, I want to get to a point where I'm the main. Every other side chick goal is to be the main.
Yeah.
Well,
But I just wanted to know like how, you know what I'm saying?
that
You
was
know.
dirty.
What about you? Because you say you got tipped on. What happened with you?
Oh, that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, you're gonna need a couple of days for that one.
We're gonna need a couple part
Like
3.
Yeah,
One,
like
2.
this was like, you know, more
Yeah.
than
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna tell my story. It was really more so my mom idea, but I will say this: I respect Marie so much because you know we are raised to keep things in the household,
Yes.
and we are raised to keep everything such a big secret. And so when things do get out, it's like this whole like everybody's surprised. But you know, like you said, like you're not gonna let nobody beat you to your own party. Like I'm gonna let you know what's up. And I feel like it is normal to have conversations like this because there's people that's a spirit that's going through this right now and need to know how and what to do with it. Not to say this is the solution, but
Right.
it can help. So I'm glad that we're able to share things because this is helping other people that feel like they're alone because they're keeping it in and not letting anyone know, to keep an image and to act like everything is just so great in their relationship, and it's not, and that's okay. It's normal to go through. You're supposed to.
Two people will see you going through a situation and won't say nothing. A person that's embarrassed, the fear of the embarrassment will keep them from telling their story, or somebody who's okay with you going through that. Those are the two people who not gonna say nothing. It's people out there who's too embarrassed. The fear of that embarrassment is keeping them from saying something.
But
They fear what you will think about them or what somebody else will think about them a whole lot more than the help that they can provide you.
right, but then you try to think, okay, why are you so embarrassed? Like, what picture have you painted?
We're gonna go through the thick of that. It's that picture.
Yeah.
They've allowed their imagination to run so wild that they fear the outcome that they done played out in their head. Okay? For some people, the anxiety and all that they feel just knowing that people talking about them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an anxiety, it's a build up before. And then when you actually hear, they've been talking about you, then it's that letdown and that heartbreak that you feel. Like, the worst I could thought, it came to pass. But it's the thought of all that happening first that would say, I'm so scared of this. And I just don't want this to happen so much. I'm going to keep my mouth closed. And it's that imagination that they done build up in their head of how something will play out.
Yep, you're right.
Well,
So I definitely appreciate you for coming on here and
absolutely.
telling your story.
Y'all got all your questions out?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so. But, I definitely think you should write that book.
I'll be security on your book tour.
Nah.
I'll be security too.
Y'all
can't
saying
be
that because y'all
security.
got guns.
We definitely, and we're not gonna charge you a lot either.
Yep, that's what she said. You heard her.
I would be a fool to think I wouldn't need it though.
Exactly.
You got
Exactly.
actors out here who play a part and be getting spit on, stuff thrown at them,
Trying to slap.
swung on, all that.
trying
So
to
somebody
tell you.
telling something I actually did for real.
Yeah. They gon' you need it. You need us on the front line. So think about it. But definitely start that book.
Definitely.
Y'all just want to know more. See, I would have to
More
go.
and more. I do want to know.
I would have to go in depth with that
Well,
book.
I
And
mean-
I do, and I'm not saying this to brag. I have stories that I'm so ashamed of. I have stories that I'm so ashamed of because I'm not a person that's going to be like, oh, well, I don't have any regrets or anything. It's so many things that I did that I said, if I had the opportunity to do it over, I wouldn't do this. It was so many times I was thinking on doing the most outrageous stuff. And it was like, man, dang, this wasn't worth it. I'm finna go home and have to go through it with her over this. Like, dang, this was a wasted night. It's so many times I did
I
that.
bet.
So many times.
I can believe it. Because people go through that just regularly, just without
Yeah.
being in a relationship. Be like, dang,
Yeah.
I really could have not had just did that. I could have went on
Like,
about
yeah.
my business.
I could have had a V8.
Wow.
Something y'all to say. Something a woman to say.
Oh, wait.
I could have had a V8.
Oh, sneaky link. You heard the sneaky link?
I heard of that, but
That's
I
another
don't-
word.
I don't know what that is.
That's another
man.
word they use now.
What is that?
Tipping. You said we was talking about tipping, and I thought about sneaky link. That is a thing now, like the new word.
I do not have.
She don't know,
Okay.
and yeah, she don't have a sneaky link.
Clearly, I'm nobody's sneaky link.
Yeah.
I'm not anybody's sneaky link, and I don't have one. So tipping, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand that vernacular.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we appreciate you, man. Y'all, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
We are on all platforms or major. How you say it, Mom? You say major
Major
platform?
outlets. Yeah.
Boom. Spotify,
Apple.
iHeartRadio,
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yep.
Those three. Yeah. So make sure you got
BuzzFeed.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We on a lot. So yeah, appreciate it. And thank you again.
Thank you, Maurice. We
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Did you how you like me?
Bam.
Definitely. How you like being on the nigga, don't leave me. How you like being on the show?
It was cool. Again, I just be wanting to get on them other niggas. man.
No, this was about you this time.
about
This was
you.
about helping someone, and it's rare that someone can find actually we know someone who's gone through it. You hear people talk about it, but to know someone and someone that's willing to come on and share to, educate other
From
people.
the villain's perspective.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get cheated on,
Yeah.
even though them 4 niggas had me feeling a type of way.
Definitely.
Them four of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Because it's like, this the hit. Okay. Even with those 4 dudes, when I talked to her, she was like, man, they, like a few of them didn't even want to talk to her no more because they on the date, she talking about me. And she not wanting to go out with him. She turning them down.
Yeah.
And there was one dude I felt like I ain't like him because he was pursuing, like telling her she don't need to be a fool for me.
That's
and
right.
All the thing. He just trying to be Casanova.
Yeah. That's what he was supposed to do.
And I ain't Casanova. I ain't no Casanova. I
Okay.
am a G. So I wasn't with all that stuff he was saying.
Anyway, so and if anyone wants to be on the show, please email mitchpodcast2022@gmail.com. Y'all talking about some, what is only celebrities we want only anybody can come on the show. Please.
Anybody. And we
Please
welcome everybody. We want real stories. We're not trying to hype anything up. This
Nope.
is a real person who's gone through it. And if you're someone who has been cheated on and you want to come on and tell us if you're still in that relationship, how you were able to overcome,
For sure.
then we want to hear it. We want to save
That's
as
the type
many
of stuff I want to be
relationships.
present for. So I
Okay.
can tell you what's really going on, what he's saying, what he really thinking.
He
You know what I'm saying?
apparently he feel like he the only one that can be real. That's gonna
Okay.
get the real.
Anyway,
You
but
not.
But yeah, so
Ain't
we
nobody realer than me.
All right.
whatever.
Thank you
So,
guys for tuning in. We
thank
will see
you.
you guys on the next episode.
Cause it's gonna be good.
Peace.